Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for January 19th to the 31st. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and we are going to jump right in, Capricorn. I hope that you enjoyed your solar return. You look amazing, as you always do. So now I want you to get a bucket of popcorn. I want you to get a Diet Coke. I want you to put on your best fedora. We got to talk. We got a lot to talk about, okay? You know, if you saw your January forecast, you know the last half of this month pretty much comes with a disclaimer, okay? It's animated. It can be a little overwhelming. There's a lot of conjunctions with Pluto. Welcome to Bonkersville. But it is a huge leap for you, okay? Especially with money. We'll talk about it. But also, just you on your spiritual journey. Listen, there's going to be aspects and alignments that we've never experienced in our lifetime. There's going to be many that will be the last of our lifetime. So this is going to be truly a pivotal, 2-week period. So I really want to make sure that you understand what's happening, okay? So buckle up. And usually, if you're a subscriber, you know that I always put the best aspects, right? The little asterisk. You see none, right? And yeah, there's a lot more on the back. There are no challenging aspects, okay? Only potent ones. So for the next 2 weeks, it's a matter of how you use these aspects. All right. Now, we are at a moment in time right now. All right. The energy, you feel it. It's like a crescendo. Aspects are just getting mightier. They're getting louder, meaning you're getting more worked up, feeling a lot more motivated. Like you're on the dance floor, okay, at a bar mitzvah. And the DJ just put on that rave song that you love. And the song is building and it's building. Okay. You kicked off your heels already. You know that bass drop is coming. Yep. That's what this week will feel like for you. You're going to feel it in your gut. You're feeling it already. Something's building. Something's going to happen soon. You know, your life is on the brink of dramatic change. You're about to have this really visceral reality shift, okay? Especially Monday, January 19th, which I'm calling Flashpoint, yeah? And I dropped these forecasts a few days before the actual week. So if you're watching it before the week begins, happy Martin Luther King Day if you're in the U.S. But also, don't forget, Sunday, the 18th, you got that gigantic new moon in your sign. And that energy of the new moon, it's cast over the next 2 weeks. Strongly over the first week, of course, it's going to wane, but it's a Saturn-ruled new moon. Saturn, as you know, is life lessons and karma. You still have Mars in your sign, yeah? So there's something forming. There's something forming, and you can feel it. So please plant those seeds. Set bold intentions, put wheels in motion for new beginnings, because this is going to be one heck of a new beginning, literally on Monday, right? We enter Aquarius season, a new season, right at the time of your new moon. You're going to feel a great shift, yeah? Because here's the thing. You, Capricorn, your energy is... Capricorn season is like mature. It's grounded. It's old bones. It's old soul. It's traditional. Aquarius energy in general is forward thinking. It's innovative, rebellious. Aquarius rules the future. So Capricorn energy is very like, oh, we're going to do this, the traditional way. We're going to follow the rules. And Aquarius energy is just like, not today, F that. We're going to change the system. In fact, we're going to disrupt it, okay? So at this juncture, you're starting to see the old world crumble, all right? You're starting to see your new you emerging, adapting to this brand new era that I've talked about for 2 years. Now, Capricorn, here's the thing. You and Aquarius, y'all are both Saturn ruled. Yeah. Saturn is reality. And you've got the best of both worlds, especially that first week, okay? This first week. And it is going to be Monday, where you on that dance floor at the bar mitzvah, when the bass drops, oh, you're going to feel this Aquarius energy just, you run through your bloodstream, all right? You will feel that rush of endorphins. And why? Because all of the hard work that you put into everything that you want the past month, oh, you're going to start seeing payoff here. Literally, Aquarius rules your second house. You know, we have a 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius, okay? Second house is income, it's earnings, it's your, salary, it's finances, it's self-worth, it's material possessions, things that you own and value. We'll talk, okay? But that's the thing. Your focus is going to be on progress, on liberation, on freeing yourself. And when I say that, it's like, maybe you got that promotion. Maybe it's coming this week. Maybe you're being put in this situation where you don't feel smothered. Things like that, right? Again, hyper focus on your future. You doing you. That's Aquarius energy. Remember, rebellious, marching to its own drumbeat. For the greater good, Aquarius rules humanity, the collective. So for the next 4 weeks, especially the end of January, we got this rare lineup, all these conjunctions, you will go through some of the biggest change of all of 2026 already. Yeah, we haven't even set foot into February, and you are going to go through enormous change, and a lot of it will have to do with money and friendships and groups you belong to, organizations, benefactors, allies, as well as, your future hopes and wishes and dreams. Okay? I think I have to go grab Ruby. But here's the other thing is that the reason why, I hope that you can hear me as I run and do this real quick, Ruby. The reason why, Capricorn, is because Aquarius season, the Aquarius energy is that Aquarius season, Aquarius energy is like when you become the change, right? Remember, Aquarius has 2 rulers, Saturn and Uranus. Uranus is all about change. And so this is a time where you're going to think different, right? Dare to think different, especially how you make money. All right? And the things that you value and self-value, self-worth, boosting your confidence. This stack of aspects on Monday, we're never having this again. You already had a mini grand trine on Sunday with the new moon in your sign. Yeah, I'm talking about your last week's reading. But today, Monday, you have another, okay? So you got these back-to-back bursts of potential. And you are going to be really excited about this. So let me see if I can do this with Ruby in my lap. You got an exalted Mars in your sign, yeah? Sextiling Saturn and Pisces. You have Saturn, your ruler, sextiling Uranus and Taurus, and you have Mars trine Uranus. There's your pyramid. There's your minor grand trine. All at 27 degrees too. Exact. I mean, this is harmonics. It's sacred geometry. This is something bigger than what we could ever perceive. This is huge. Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, you and Aquarius, is at the apex. So there is this level of authority here, especially because Saturn is currently in Pisces in your 3rd house of communication. You've got a megaphone, yeah, of communication, but it's also like family energy, like siblings, it's travel, it's your local community. There's plenty of opportunities and breakthroughs here with 2 sextiles, and Uranus is involved. Again, the planet of change. Aquarius is modern ruler. Like I said, Aquarius has 2 rulers. So this is one heck of a new beginning. Yeah. You got the ramp of the new moon in your sign with a last of its kind mini grand trine with this never before experienced 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius that's just around the corner. But it's this Monday. Just mark it in your calendar. It's the 19th. 1 + 9 = 10. That's a 1. new beginning. All right. So very big day. You do not want to weekend at Bernie's this day. Go out there, take action, be present in the moment, fully commit to your future self. I mean, Mars sextile Saturn, first of all, that only happens every 2 years. Yeah. That's the two malefic planets working together in a sextile, okay? Harmoniously. They're rolling up their sleeves for you. Remember, Mars is in your sign. You're rolling up your sleeves for what you want. This is third house activity. This is beyond communication. It's advertising, PR, it's marketing, it's branding yourself, it's writing projects, it's signatures, it's social media, it's launching things, launching businesses, it's online. Third house rules internet. This is endurance for you. It's willpower, you being proactive for your long-term goals. This is your grit, yeah? At its high frequency. And then you got Mars trine Uranus. That only happens once a year, and it happens to be today. And this is your wake-up call. This is your aha moment, yeah? This is you feeling driven for dramatic change, for things that bring you pleasure and joy. It's your fifth house, Uranus and Taurus. That's true love and romance. That's family. That's children. That's creative projects. It's procreation as well. Some of y'all having kids. Happy congrats. And then you got Saturn sextile Uranus as part of this grand trine. Yeah, that's big. Saturn sextile Uranus. The last time we had that was the mid 1990s. Yes, you got mail. It was when the internet became a thing. And remember, Aquarius, Saturn, sextile Uranus, that's Aquarius's two rulers. Aquarius rules technology. I talked about that in your 2026 forecast. But anyway, Saturn, Uranus, that's father and son. All right. And everything here is supporting your long-term goals and achievements and breakthroughs, your awakening, innovation, sudden, revolutionary yet sustainable change that you choose to create for your ambitions and your dreams, new systems that you're initiating, that you're implementing. All right. And yeah, this is a, mini grand trine. So it's 3 areas of your life that's impacted. Remember, Saturn is your ruler and he's reality checks, but he's also commitment. So you are the one that's steering your ship here, and get really excited. Again, this just never happens. And take advantage of the fact that Mars is still in your sign, the first few days. Very grounding. Yeah. Now I say that because you're about to enter a 2-week period of overstimulation and urgency in the world moving fast around you, and a lot of potent energies. They're going to be possible burnout. They're powerful. All right. So use this aspect, ground yourself, because that same day you've got Venus conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, 3 degrees. So this is the first of many conjunctions to come. And this is stimulation. This is magnetic. You're going to feel this willingness to change. Pluto is transformation, regeneration. Yeah, Pluto has entered the building. So this is Venus conjunct Pluto, right? They both have to do with love and money. And they're conjunct, they're merging their energies in your second house of money. There may be some money stuff for you, all right? But it's Pluto. Remember, Pluto has that depth, intensity. You could have intense feelings around love and money and power and your values and investments. Yeah, it's in Aquarius. Remember, Aquarius is thinking outside the box. You could have these new ideas, brand new ideas, creative ideas. Please circle this day in your calendar. This is a big one. And even though we're just days away from the 5-planet conjunction, it's already starting, right? You still have this density in Aquarius, this stellium. Yeah, you got the sun, Venus, Pluto, and the moon in Aquarius. So that's a lot of energy in your second house. But then Tuesday, January 20th, yeah, you're going to have Mercury sextile Neptune. We'll talk about that later, but Mercury will move into Aquarius, all right? And remember, Mercury's considered exalted in Aquarius, and that's just original, authentic, intelligent, forward thinking, ahead of the curve. I mean, you got the planet of the mind and the sign of the future. So this can be a little cerebral, yeah, for the next few weeks, but a lot of conversations that you may be having around money. And now you have a 5-planet stellium. All right. You're going to feel charged up. And remember, key words here: freedom, rebellion, the greater good. This is Ethan Hawke in Dead Poet Society, standing on his desk saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." And this is not a typical Mercury in Aquarius ingress. I mean, it's just really big because you've got the next day, Wednesday, January 21st, you have the Sun conjunct Mercury, 2 degrees. You have a Mercury Kazimi. So you just came out of a Mars Kazimi, a Venus Kazimi. Now you have a Mercury Kazimi when the planet's in the heart of the sun, getting a rebirth, an upgrade. Yeah, it's Mercury. This is big. You're going to have epiphanies, those wake-up calls. It's Mercury. There's going to be some brilliant ideas, and this is going to be refreshing, and it's perfectly timed with Ruby. Can I put you down? Are you going to? Okay. We're going to, yeah. Perfectly timed with Thursday, the day after you have Mercury conjunct Pluto, 3 degrees. Okay. So you essentially, at this point, have a triple conjunction with Venus conjunct Pluto, the Sun conjunct Mercury, and Mercury conjunct Pluto. So buckle up. Buckle up. Conjunctions, as you know, are powerful. You are no longer driving in comfort mode or echo mode. And it doesn't matter if you're 20, if you're 30, if you're 70, if you're 80, it doesn't matter. Things are about to get real. All right? This is really strong. This is forward momentum like you've never seen. And it's not about whether you're going slow or if you're going fast. It's how you navigate. It's powerful energy. So keep that in mind with Mercury conjunct Pluto. This is honestly, again, in your second house of income, resources, all of that, right? This is big. It's also self-worth, self-value, but you've got Mercury. You got Mercury in Aquarius. You got this Queen's Gambit level thinking. Mercury merging his energies with the planet that digs deep and excavates and investigates. Pluto, ruler of the underworld. This is deeply psychological. It's forensic. It's probing. Remember, it's all about the truth. So, revelations and secrets and truth coming to the surface and you being honest with yourself, okay? And that requires the deepest level of self-love, yeah? So, this being in your second house of self-worth and self-value requires confidence. And you're going to feel it because it's Pluto, all right? And because it's Pluto and Mercury, yes, you could have some deep conversations, intense conversations, even deep thoughts. But remember, you had Mercury Kazimi. You head above the clouds, yeah? Crystal clear clarity. But it's very likely words will be exchanged, right? In truths being revealed. Remember, Aquarius is the rebel and does its own thing. So just be very mindful because this can move the needle forward for you in so many ways in terms of what you want for your future. Because with Pluto, sure, Pluto is conjunct Mercury in your second house, but Pluto natively rules your 11th. And the 11th is Aquarius's home. Okay? So represents your future, hopes and wishes and aspirations. You're just, everything's going to change for you. But just again, be very mindful. It's potent. This is when words can be like sticks and stones. Yeah. Be responsive, not reactive. Remember, everything is energy, vibration, frequency, your thoughts, the words that come out of your mouth, the inflection of your voice. This is going to be Like one of those, like, with great power comes great responsibility. Just remember, your future self is watching you. Yeah? What reality do you want to create for your future self? Because it's all happening right now. You have a lot of power. And at the same time that Mars is going to sextile Neptune, what? Yeah, that's it. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. Remember, Mars is still in your sign. But Friday, January 23rd, you got the Sun conjunct Pluto. So you had Venus Kazimi, Mercury Kazimi, Mars Kazimi. Now you got Pluto Kazimi. Okay? You have the planet of death and rebirth literally going through a death and rebirth with the Sun. This is big. This is penetrating. It's commanding. Yeah? The Sun, this life force, your life force, the reason 8 billion people on this planet are alive. The Sun merging its energies with a planet of transformation in the sign of the 8 billion people on this planet. So when I said in your annual forecast that you are going to adapt to change around you, well, you inevitably become part of that change. And with this Pluto Kazimi, things will be brought to the surface. And you are going to have powerful moments. You are going to strive to be the best version of yourself. This is all about you on an individual level, seeing any blind spots. The Sun is bright. And remember, with Pluto, ruler of the underworld, where there is some darkness. So this is on your path to enlightenment, where those shadows are going to clear. Remember, Pluto is doing shadow work as well. So this is a time where you're going to ask yourself, what makes me authentically me? Because as I said in your January forecast, this aspect, it's all about the truth. Your truth, standing for truth. If you can handle the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth is what sets you free. Okay? Remember, we are in Aquarius season, which represents freedom. This is going to be very powerful. And yes, this also means like if you've been lying to yourself about something, this is the day that forces beyond our control may push you to face something that you've been avoiding. All right? It's Aquarius season. And it's all for you to be your authentic self, right? This is visibility. It's empowerment. This is the cracking of the egg for your death and rebirth, your identity reset, the new, stronger you for this new world, this new reality, this new timeline that you're creating. Change is the only constant, and you're going to have change. And the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. All right? Thank you, Socrates. Now, this is also the day that Mars will leave your sign and move into Aquarius, 0 degrees, where pure potential exists. But pay attention to this day because that means Mars was at 29 degrees, at critical degree. There were some big things happening this day. And B, welcome to your 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius. You got Mars, Pluto, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus, all in Aquarius, all between 0 to 7 degrees in Aquarius, those early degrees of new beginnings. Never in our lifetime have we experienced this. Remember, it's been 250 years since Pluto's been in Aquarius. And yes, we did have Pluto in Aquarius last year. Yeah, but not with 5 planets. This is a cosmic symphony. And the last time Mars was in Aquarius was 2 years ago. So I want you to think about the first 2 weeks of February 2024. Because Pluto happened to just, peek into Aquarius for a little bit, right? Moved back into your sign, but Pluto was there. And again, this is your second house of money, finances. You could pick up some patterns, see what may happen this time around. But remember, whatever happens this time around is going to be very different. With a 5-planet conjunction with a reborn Pluto, this is a seismic shift, all right? With a planet of action and determination in the sign of your future. you won't want change. You're going to demand it. You're going to fight for it. It's Mars, the God warrior. Yeah. And by the way, the moon will be in Aries. Yeah. Sextiling Mars. So this is you having this emotional investment and initiation, especially with home and family. Remember, Aries rules your fourth. But either way, these are powerful aspects. Like, you're done with the small things, okay? You're on to the big and bold. But just remember, it's a 5-planet conjunction. This is powerful. A lot of energy, all right? Your body could feel like a circuit breaker. So do some stretching, do some breath work, mime, run after your dogs that bark because they can't walk. Mars is physicality, all right? But most of all, be honest with yourself, okay? About the change that you want and the change that you need for this new you in this new era. Change that's non-negotiable. You will experience circumstances where you will have to be the snake shedding its skin, the phoenix rising from the ashes. Pluto is in the building, okay? So you got Mars here until March 1st. That's your second house. Mars is going to make you money. It's like Mars is a money gun for you right now. Or what are they called? Like, where just all these. Anyway, here's the other thing is that Tuesday, January 20th. Oh, actually, yeah. Let's talk about the sextiles with Mercury sextile Neptune. That happened Tuesday, January 20th. And then Thursday, the 22nd. You've got Mars sextile Neptune and Pisces, both in Pisces, 29 degrees. And so just remember these aspects, these are just the peak, okay? The days, it's when they peak, right? So you're going to feel Mercury and Mars sextile Neptune the entire week. And remember, they're in Pisces in your your third house. And so you are going to have moments where there's going to be a lot in your mind and very imaginative. Your imagination is going to be running wild. You know, Neptune's visions. So you're going to say your Mercury is going to, Mercury that is in your second house. I really love what's happening for you, Capricorn. You're basically going to have this vision of like what you're meant to be, who I'm meant to be. Mars is the action that you're going to take for it, okay? Mars is going to help you pursue your ideals, your vision. He's going to help you implement them. These are wonderful sextiles. But here's the big thing about this, all right? They're both at 29 degrees. That's that critical anaretic degree. It's like a graduation, yeah? But 29 degrees Pisces. This is the last degree in the last sign of the zodiac. This is the end of the end. This is the end of a cycle, end of an era, wrapping things up for your major rebirth in your third house. So the way that you communicate will really change, okay? And even, maybe even relationships with siblings and, aunts, uncle, cousins. You may be traveling. You may have this beautiful, itinerary. There's really a lot. There's a lot happening. And remember, your neighbors and your local community, you could be a lot more involved here. But Pisces energy, I mean, it's healing. It's like a spiritual detox here. It's like this emotional purging. So engage with your chi and your prana, your, chakras, kundalini, flow state, hemisync, yeah? Connecting with the ether. Do the peace sign in a selfie because Neptune does rule photography. Anyway, this is truly the end of an era for a new one. And then January 24th, on Saturday, Juno will meet up with the nodes. All right. So Juno in your sign is going to trine the south node in Virgo and sextile the north node in Pisces. Amazing. Juno, the divine feminine, Jupiter's wife, symbol of, equality. It's all about the balance of power in relationships and contracts and agreements and love and marriage. And she's negotiating with the nodes. So there's something fated happening for you. I would not be surprised if there's something here legal with the law. Maybe you're signing something into existence, something with the courts, legal matters. There's definitely something around this time. You may be traveling too. I think you're a lot of travel. And then education. You might become a teacher. You might go back to school. You might be taking online classes. You might be giving online classes. But there's a lot here for you. Okay? This is going to be great. Now, Monday, January 26th, first time since 1861, Neptune moves into Aries. All right? 0 degrees. And so you got a preview of Neptune in Aries, March 30th to October 2nd. What happened around that time when it came to family and home and real estate? Because again, Aries rules your 4th house, the foundations of your life. This is you in a new parental role or changing your parental role. There was maybe some new ventures here, but either way, I did a video on what you can expect with Neptune and Aries for you. I'll leave it at the end of this video. Just know that here's your new era, right, Ruby? Here is your new era. So, Neptune's going to be here in Aries until 2039. We've got time to talk about it. All right. But just use this day to start creating like new mantras, and especially with all this Plutonian energy, you are going to need to see the forest for the trees like this week because of all the secrets and all the, exposures and disclosures and revelations. But I do love the fact that the moon will be exalted in Taurus this day. We actually have a first quarter moon. You're just going to initiate. Think of this day as like a checkpoint. It looks like there's going to be some big emphasis on relationships and partnerships for you and contracts, okay? And family and children. I mean, listen, you're in the year of the fire horse. You're in a 1 year, right? New beginnings, the great awakening. You've tipped over into your brand new era. And you're fully immersing into it. There's no going back. We don't know how to reverse time, right? It's out with the old, in with the new. You're moving forward. And speaking of moving forward, from this day, on this day, 18 days from now, Saturn, your ruler, moves into Aries. Meaning Saturn and Neptune will conjunct all the way to February 20th. The day of their perfection, okay? At 0 degrees. Like 0 degrees Aries. So the beginning of the beginning. The Great Reset. But before that, Tuesday, January 27th, you have the Great Disruptor. Mars conjunct Pluto. This happens every 2 years. This is the 2 most powerful planets getting together, yeah? And this is an aspect that is just so deeply powerful and potent, and the most rebellious sign, okay? So just be very mindful. This is like a particle accelerator. It is an amplifier. There is no way anyone is going to steal your lunch money today. This is empowerment. This is adrenaline. This is willpower. This is desire for all your passions and your transformation, your evolution. And that's in every sense, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, socially, everything. Okay? Everything. Mentally. Did I say mentally? Everything. This is powerful. This is great. You can use this. But also remember, it's strong and it's potent. And Pluto can be extreme. Pluto is also destruction. Mars, the god warrior, is like a laser, a spear. He can be very long hair, don't care. All right. So this day could be a day of cutting cords. It could be power struggles. It could be power trips. It could be the spider bite to the superhero you become. Or maybe you've seen The Boys on Amazon. Okay. It's, you know what it is? It's like the feeling of having nothing for a really long time to having everything just like that. Okay. It's power. It's a lot of power. So channel this energy with precision. Handle it with care. Remember, you're on a karmic journey. Everything you do has ripple effects. So go with the flow with the go. If you feel that it's a lot of energy, because just want to give you a gentle reminder, this isn't a standalone aspect. It's part of the 5-planet conjunction. Mars conjunct Pluto alone is one of the most powerful aspects of the year, but it's with 4 other conjunctions. So this is like 500 times the power. Like, this is a lot of energy. And we know energy needs to be discharged. So use this aspect. Don't let it use you. Own it. Yeah. Own this aspect. Now, the other thing is, if you are a cross watcher, by the way, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or for your sister Louisa or whoever, right? All the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, are going to feel the conjunctions the most. Yeah. And I am throwing in the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. If you have any planets 0 to 5 degrees in any of those signs, especially the air signs, yeah, buckle up. Buckle up. Now, by the way, the moon will be in Gemini this day. The moon will be in Gemini, trining Pluto and Mars. So this is very stimulating, mentally stimulating. You're going to be more communicative than you thought you would be. But Gemini does rule the nervous system. So it can be also like restless energy on the day of one of the most powerful aspects of this year. So again, just be very mindful. Like, there's going to be, again, energy needs to be discharged, right? Mars is physicality. Yeah. So great day to get a yoga mat or do some weed whacking. Anyway, not on the whiteboard is the most colossal day. Yeah. January 28th. Probably the biggest day of, I'd say, the past few centuries. My birthday. Same day, same birthday as Jackson Pollock and Nick Carter from NSYNC, or one of them. Anyway, and Joey Fatone. I should have been a singer. I want to take this time to thank you for all your kindness and support. I hope that you do see how much joy doing your readings brings me, and I wouldn't even be here without you. So I really do appreciate you, and thank you. It's very meaningful to me. And if you do watch my live streams, if you've seen any of them in the past 6 months, then you know that I have experienced a lot of moments of trauma and grief and blackouts and physical therapy, and my dog too. You actually were a witness to one of the things that I've been experiencing. And it's due to, if you want to see it from an astrological perspective, and this is why it's so important to know your charts, there's this 1 in a trillion chance of 7 really challenging, long aspects, right? That all converged over the past 6 months. My natal chart, right? So it brought a lot of indescribable circumstances. And again, if you've seen my live streams, well, if you know, you know. There's been a lot of things, you know? I've never been involved in a federal crime case. The universe is full of surprises. Anyway, I am happy to report that half of them have ended. Very excited. Next week, another one will. All right. I'm not completely out of the woods, but I'm relieved. And I do feel like I had a big rebirth moment. So either way, I do want to thank you for all your kindness, your support, and your patience, your messages. You got me through a lot of that. So I really do want to say thank you. And Thursday, January 29th, yeah, Mercury conjunct Venus. That is like small fry. That, yes, there's another conjunction, but this is, I mean, they're inner planets, Mercury and Venus, so this happens a little bit more frequently, but nonetheless, it's still great. I wouldn't be surprised if you do sign a contract here. I wouldn't be surprised if you make some sort of verbal agreement, something that has to do with money or self-worth, or you buy something this day. Venus is like luxuries. Venus is money. You got Mercury here, agreements, signatures. But this also brings diplomacy after all that intensity, okay? The moon will be in Cancer, and it will square Neptune in Aries. So there may be a little bit of confusion around home, around relationships. But the day after, the moon will conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, which is a wonderful aspect. Either way, by the end of the month, you're going to have change. There's going to be big changes. And remember, these conjunctions, like, they're not only powerful, but you guys see what plays out. Some of y'all, again, it depends on your chart. Some of y'all will feel the impact on the day. Some of y'all, like, things are going to play out a little bit later. Every Capricorn's different. You all have different birth charts. You all have different rising signs. Yeah. Anyway, Capricorn, let's get started and see what is going on for you for January 19th to the 31st. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, Capricorn, thank you. I do a traditional Cultic Cross spread, offers the best overview for a end of month reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, you know we will. And y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. I hope you had an amazing birthday. You're about to move into a really big year. Really, really big year. There's some big things happening even before we even get to that. Oh, we'll talk about it. But like money stuff. All right. Anyway, let's get started. There you go. Who are you? By the way, okay, there you go. I'll give you the owl. You're really good. Wow. You see this? You want to take a screenshot? What do you want to do? You want me to? Okay. You see that you got all major arcana and court cards. So when I say the next 2 weeks are going to be significant, wow. Well, you got the Tower. Good for you. This is great. Yeah. The Tower. It doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Something wasn't working. Something wasn't working at all. All right. And so the universe gave you a sign. And when the Tower falls, you can see, right? Sometimes you got to burn it down, build it up. And it seems like whatever happened brought you to this moment. The Hanged Man and the heart of your spread, where everything shifts. Your mindset, your worldview. That's why he hanged himself upside down. Because everything that I just said is all in this card. Okay? Why did he hang himself upside down? To see the world in a different way, right? Why? Because the old ways were no longer working. And so this is pretty significant. Okay? Pretty significant. You see the halo around his head. That's a lot of enlightenment. You see he's got a smile on his face. He's ready for this big transformation. He wants to transform his life. He's accepted the fact that things are going to be different. Yeah? So, This is huge spiritual energy too. The Hanged Man. It's actually attributed to Neptune. Yeah, so it has Piscean energy. And remember, Pisces rules your third house of the mind. Yeah, so really, really great. Yeah, the Page of Wands here. Just don't lose inspiration, okay? You're going to be fine. There's going to be so much happening for you because that could have been hard. You know, tower moments can be, you know, everyone feels them differently. But it looks like it was the best thing for you because now you can see, but now you can really see, right? Page of Wands in your challenge area. Just don't lose inspiration for all these new things that are going to be happening in your life, and you're going to be fine. The other thing is, yeah, there may be someone in your life, maybe younger, maybe a child, maybe a student, maybe a friend. Every Capricorn's different, where they may need a little bit of, you know, a conversation. Yeah. There could be something where they feel like they're a little bit lost. All right. You're a cardinal sign. You got this. You also got the Empress. In your crown, this is amazing. The Empress is money. You do see the symbol of Venus in this stone-shaped heart here. This is luxury. This is also just comfort. Yeah. This is her just lounging. She's got that golden scepter. Anything she touches turns to gold. And Empress, card 3, yeah, creation. And so there is a sense of you wanting to create something new for your life. And it could just be this brand new era. That's how big the Empress is, her energies. Yeah. So this is like living life through your passions, living life through even like sensuality, right? Even sexuality. You have, you know, Uranus and Taurus in your 5th. There's a lot happening there. And so there may be some rediscovery. 3 is also like growth and advancement and maturation. This is great. You see the golden wheat indicating this new crop. So it looks like there's something brand new happening that you are driving with the Chariot and the Ritter spread, because this is willpower. This is saying, I'm going to do my own thing and I'm going to move forward. I'm never looking back because there's so much in front of me. And you can even see the stars in his canopy here. Yeah. He's going straight for his hopes and dreams. And yeah. Oh, wow. This is amazing. This is amazing. You're good. You're going to be, listen, you got the King of Wands in your future. This is epitome of passions, but leadership. Yeah. You've got all these strong characters who are taking their lives by the horns, right? And so the King of Wands, look at the salamander at his feet. Salamanders back in the medieval times were considered, fireproof. They could live through fire. And it speaks volumes to the fact that wands have the spirit of fire. This is the King of Wands, who's actually Leo. And that's what I was going to say, is that on February 1st, we do have a full moon in Leo. And Leo rules your 8th house of transformation, but also wealth building. So, a lot of money stuff, but even still, this is the King of Wands. So this is you living life to the fullest. And he's got a big personality, but he's also still a leader. Yeah. Charismatic. People love him. He's the entrepreneur. He's the CEO. And he's all about transforming his life. He's gone through a big transformation. For him to get in that throne, yeah, he's not sitting here from succession or lineage or any of that. He worked his way up. Am I right? Remember, I said you're going to see some payoffs. All right. You're good. You're really, really, really good. I love what's happening here. Yeah, let's get to your stuff. Capricorn, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, hype. There's just so many things now, but just leave comments. Tell me what's going on. I want to know what is happening. You got 5 planet conjunction in your second house of money. That's all right. Okay, so let's let's see what's yeah, you're yeah. You know it. All right, you know it. When you know, you know. You're good. You're really, really, really good. I don't even know what to say. I mean, you got the star. Remember, where are you? You're going straight toward your passions, and it doesn't matter which path you take. Any path you take, if you're in charge, if you're in control, like these 2 sphinxes, sure, they represent, like, you know, there's a sense of mystery. They're going opposite directions. Doesn't matter. You're in control. How are you in control? Up here, all right? Mind over matter. Willpower, like I said earlier, you're going to feel this drive, right? The star attributed to Aquarius. You see the water bear here. She's pouring onto the land as well. That's fertility. That's growth. Just like the Empress. Yeah? You're really, really great. So just, you know, continue to believe in yourself. Continue to have faith in yourself. Continue to have that self-confidence. Remember, these conjunctions are in your second house, which is self-worth and self-value. Like, don't ever let anyone take away your power. Don't ever tell yourself, like, oh, I don't deserve this. You do. And it seems like you know you do. You have the Ace of Cups too. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. Like, you, in your external factors area, there's something coming into your life that's really not only big, this is a big moment, okay? But it's so emotionally moving. This is the Holy Grail. We call this the heart of tarot. It's cups, it's emotions, it's feelings, it's relationships, it's intuition, it's wonderment, it's all of that. And it's not even the cup half full, it's a cup overflowing. This is rapturous, it's nirvanic. It's like tears of joy. And aces, this new path, this new opportunity, the hand of spirit. You're being offered this, just something new that's going to be really moving for you. When you have the 4 of Wands, a lot of you are looking for this sense of success and prosperity and just everything, just reaching milestones. Yeah. Marriage looks like a big thing for you. I mean, you do have Jupiter in Cancer, okay, in your 7th until June, end of June, which is marriage and love and relationships and all of that. But that's not just, it's, highly associated with like your domestic sector as well. And you will have Saturn and Neptune and Aries in your 4th. But this is great. It's Wands. Wands are your passions, okay? So it can even be career. It can be anything that wherever you're putting that energy. But they're outside the castle. So they're free. Remember, I talked about that freeness. There's a sense of you wanting to liberate yourself. Okay? And then lastly, you do have the 7 of Swords. Very interesting here. With everything that's happening, it seems like, remember, one of the biggest themes of the next 2 weeks is being honest with yourself. It's truths. It's being, truth coming to the surface, all of that. Yes, there is an element of that here with the 7 of Swords, like not holding things in, okay? I think I said that earlier. But to be honest, looking at your spread, it does seem like there may be something that, because of your clever mind and the universe on your side, just changing the way that you see things, it may be that you took shortcuts that worked for you. You didn't have to do things a long way. All right. I'm going to clarify that 7 of Swords. It's okay. Yeah. And then you got the 5 of Wands. I want to see one more. So that could be the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, it may be the fact that there are some things that, the term we would use or the phrase we would use is like, things you were strategic, you got away with something, good for you, right? But then you got the Five of Wands. So it's like, remember, be very mindful that you're on a karmic journey. The Five of Wands is a little, not seeing eye to eye, too many cooks in the kitchen, etc. A lot of Pluto energy. But then you got the Queen of Pentacles. So there is a sense of whatever happens here, whether it has to do with you being honest with yourself about a situation, circumstance, and that is something that disrupts, right? You making some announcement, right? When everyone's like, what? That's crazy. We don't know. But that's your wealth. That brings you into the spot where like there's that freeness. And you see, you've got the richest queen. And do you see the bunny rabbit in the corner here? Representing fertility, and growth. You're good. You're fine. It seems like there may be something here where it's going to be hard for you to maybe admit something or share something or reveal something. Or maybe it might be something that, again, you're trying to take shortcuts and it's like, it causes all this, whatever, but you still win in the end. You still win in the end. Just be mindful you are on a karmic journey. If you don't feel good about it, probably you're going with your intuition. But that's very interesting. Queen of Pentacles is also, she's all about resources, right? You have 5 planet conjunction in your second house of resources. And so this is not just her being the richest queen. This is her taking care of her little hen, taking care of the people that she cares about and being able to, build the world that she wants to live in because she can pay for it. So very interesting. And it could be, even circumstantially, it still could be something that you decide to do that is very strategic, that doesn't, bend any rules or break any laws, but people are just like, rah, because this is a card of competition. People could just be upset that you were smarter than them. Hey, and then you're good. Capricorn, thanks so much. Next week, we are going to do February. Yeah, remember, February 1st, you've got that full moon in Leo, your 8th house, okay? Remember, the 8th house is transformation, death and rebirth, but also money. It's wealth building. It's intimacy. Yeah, 8th house. Relationships as well, right? So building relationships or ending them. It's a full moon or just having a turning point. Anyway, we'll do February. And then, yes, tier 3 members, because the last 2 weeks of January feel like a month, we're going to do the monthly. We'll pull a card. We'll do like love and career and money, all that. We'll take a look. So, tier 3 members, really good and legendary members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. And this is actually my one time a year where I say, hey, if you'd like to become a member, we'd love to have you. It really helps and support the channel. And it is really meaningful, by the way. And I don't ever ask. So I just like to, I don't know. I always do it around my birthday. But anyway, there's that. And then the other thing I was going to say is, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, and share all of that. Capricorn, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.